The world is kind of a mess with dating.
It is?
You went on 77 first dates.
That's true.
Who better to talk about dating? So that means your 78th date was...
Who you marry is the second most important decision you'll ever make in your life,
Right.
next to loving the Lord. In order to marry well, we have to date well.
I want to know what your thoughts are on love at first sight.
I disdain the saying, if you know, you know. God refines us in dating.
That's just like an aha moment for me.
All your issues, for whatever reason with dating, all come up to the surface.
If there's a woman listening
Yeah.
and she's just kind of like, I'm never going to find the one, what do you want her to hear?
Don't give up. I believe truly with all of my heart, if you are open and you're obedient, he's going to do it.
All right. The dating world is right now might feel impossible to navigate. You might be out there trying to find that love of your life, and you're listening to all the shows, the podcasts, you're reading the books, and you're going, gosh, it's impossible to find that person. He doesn't exist. Well, if that is you, you know what? This conversation is going to give you some hope. It's going to give you some, I would say, dating strategies and how to navigate this. I am sitting down today with the dating coach, and she is amazing. Not only is she going to make you really find out who you are in this dating world, but she's going to help you find that love of your life. And so tune in and learn something valuable about your dating life. So Jayme, I'm so excited that you're here. I have been secretly dying to speak to a dating coach. The world is kind of a mess with dating.
It is?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It is. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I want you to kind of tell me, why is it such a mess? Like, how is it such a mess?
Yeah, I think out of the 100 people that I talk to, 99 of them say that it's a mess.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
The dating apps.
Mm.
I actually think it's the biggest blessing, but it's also the greatest curse.
Yeah.
Right. So you can date in a pond.
Yeah.
Or you can date in an ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So dating apps, just like any sort of social media, give you that access. But we abuse that access every day, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you say that it's abused?
We live in a ghosting culture, and we also love to get hits of validation and affirmation and don't follow through.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, I was guilty of it until I decided to date differently.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's at your fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited to, dive into all the ways to date differently online.
Okay. I can't wait to hear that. Now,
Yeah.
I heard a little stat.
You heard a stat?
I heard a stat about you specifically. And I was like, no way. So
Yeah.
you went on 77 first dates.
That's true.
That's okay. But that is like, who better to talk about dating? You got some experience, girl, in the dating world. And I like to emphasize the first dates because that means, and that means failed dates, so to speak, right? It means that every single one of them was a first date.
Yeah.
So walk me through that, because I think everyone's like, wait, hold on, I'm fascinated. So
yes. Okay. So some people are like, I don't ever want to do that. Right. And some people are like, how did you do that? Right. So there's a lot of feelings. So first of all, this was not my story. This is not what I wanted my story to be. But now I love my story. And also, I mean, you can have all the information. Like, I read all the books. I listened to all the podcasts. I took all the classes. But there's something about being in the trenches that make you so much more, I think the word would be qualified.
Yeah.
To speak into someone's dating life.
Right.
So not only was it only 77 first dates, that was just in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So I'm 41.
No, you're not. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're the same age.
Yes,
And we both look like we're not in our 40s. I can say that, right? I'm allowed to say that?
You're definitely allowed to say that. So I think what's, so beautiful is like, that was just a 3-year journey. So that's not all the dates I went on before that.
Right.
But I classify these 77 first dates as a challenge I went on.
Mm-hmm.
So October of 2022, I made a decision. And I decided that I was going to date differently. Okay. So what I did is I drew a line in the sand and I said, I am so scared, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose 2 apps to go on.
Okay.
Okay.
Instead of
10.
Oh God.
Hi, I'm Jayme, and I'm recovering from anxious attachment.
Same. Okay, good. I need some help. I'm not
I
recovering though. I just am. No.
We're always progressing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I decided 2 apps, and then I decided to partner with all the different ways that you can meet someone,
Mhm.
and not to prove, not to perform, not to
Mhm.
please, but to partake,
Yeah.
right? Because what I really believed is that I had a kingdom partner out there
Mm.
that we would be better together than I am alone
Wow.
for the kingdom.
Yeah.
So if that was my heart and that was my purpose, I was set and said, God, I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Wow.
Right. And I,
He's like, I want you to go on 77 days.
yes. And, I was scared to even go on one at that
Yeah.
point. Right. Because I really, truly, with all of my heart, wanted to just meet one person.
Mm.
Right. One person, one date, and then we get married.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to have to deal with having to reject anyone or be rejected or have severe conflict. Plus I was ready.
Yeah.
I was ready to move forward with my life. I mean,
Mhm.
I really thought that I would get married by 25, have 4 children, a white picket fence, 1 to 2 dogs,
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
right? And it's just not the trajectory that the Lord took me on. I ended up
Mhm.
having 3 heartbreaks that led me to this challenge,
Okay. I was gonna
right?
ask you that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
3 really deep, dark heartbreaks.
Mhm.
And but God used it. He used all
Mm.
of it. And that's why when I set out on this journey, I said, I'll do whatever you want me to do. And thankfully, I only took it one date at a time, because if he were to have told me that I was going to go on 77 first dates, I don't know if I would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Give you a little bit of background about me because
Yeah.
when I heard your story, I thought um, that might have been the direction I was going to go in. So
Mm.
I'm recently divorced. I've not been
Mm.
on really one first date
Yeah.
yet, like maybe like an accidental date that really wasn't a date. Like
100%.
could have been a date. Other people might call it that. It wasn't planned as a date.
Yeah.
I've not been out in the dating world like at
Yeah.
all. I've never been on an app.
Yeah.
There was something that fascinates me about them.
Yeah.
They sound fun, but also from everyone that I talk
Yeah.
to, they're like, I hate the apps and you're going to hate it.
Mm.
And I've experienced a little bit of the having to reject
Yeah.
men. Like, not, it's just because like, it's like
Yeah.
you think that you're friends and then you might hear like it goes in a different direction or whatever it may be. And I don't love that either. Like, I want
Yeah.
friends, but I'm just kind of like so specific about who I want to end up marrying.
Yeah.
Like, I have a list,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's like, if something's off, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, cause I want to know where I'm going with my
Yeah.
life, right? And
Yeah.
one of my friends, really good friends, he's like, you should write the book 100 First Dates.
Mm.
And at first, when I heard this, I was excited about it.
Yeah.
And then now that I've been single for a little bit and being like, now
Yeah.
I've never not been out with a wedding ring before that. I've been
Yeah.
married for 20 years.
Yeah.
And so now it's like I don't like being hit on. I don't like
Yeah.
that whole like I don't like being like, no, not interested. Like
Yeah.
I've had complete weirdos being like, "Oh, can I have your phone number?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
What part of this conversation made you think I'm just talking to you at a Broadway play? Someone that was sitting in front of me was like,
Yeah.
"Can I have your number?" And I'm like, "Who? No, you cannot have my number." Right in front of my daughter. So just like weird and. And so but the app world sounded exciting until now. I
Yeah.
have single girlfriends that are like, "It's the worst," and I can
Yeah.
imagine. I'm
Yeah.
hearing on other podcasts about
Yeah.
dating. I listen to a lot of them now because I'm
Yeah.
preparing myself. But I hear about these and it's
Yeah.
like, it does not sound fun at all.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
ghosting,
Yeah.
even I've heard of stories of, women that they think that this is the one. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden he'll just stop talking to her or blocking her. Or like, what world do we live in?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a thing.
Can I speak to a couple of these
Yes,
things?
please. I know I just kind of was like,
No, this is so exciting. First of all, I am so excited for your new season.
thank
And
you.
it's not that your friends are wrong.
Yeah.
It's not that the people that come to me and complain are wrong. It's not that they're wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not fully right.
Mm.
Because you know what? I love the apps.
Mm-hmm.
For someone who refused to go on them and refused and refused and refused,
Yeah.
I actually love them. And I think that they can be the greatest gift. The truth is that you could go on an app today and you can match with the first person and you could marry that person. I
Yeah.
actually did a wedding. I'm also a wedding planner.
Wow.
Last October, the first match on Hinge was each other and they got married. I literally
Whoa.
planned their wedding.
Wow.
So it can happen, right? Or you go on 77 first dates. I don't know what God is going to do in your story, but what I do know is he refines us in our story,
Yeah.
right? Every match that we have, it's for a reason, right? So it's how we look at it and it's how we do the apps, right? It's so easy just with anything.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get burnt out. It's so easy to be distracted and get burnt out. It's so easy to overwork and get burnt out, right? It's so easy to say yes to all of the different distractions in the world, right? So whether it's your phone, whether it's your friends, whatever it is, right? It's so easy. It's the same thing with the apps, right? But there is a healthy way to go through the apps where it's actually fun, where you actually look forward to it and you get to be different. And that's what I think is so beautiful is you have this opportunity to do it differently than everyone. You have an opportunity to actually get excited and love it and surrender to it. And you might not meet someone on the apps. You might go to a cute little coffee shop in downtown Franklin and meet your person, right?
Yeah.
It could be a setup. I don't know, but what I do know is that God can use the apps and he can change your circumstance any day, anytime, anywhere that he wants to. But the biggest problem is because all of these complaints, they're not wrong, but they're not fully right.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is it's so easy to stay in the negative. It's so easy to say it's never going to work and see when it never works. And then you see it not work and you're like, see, right?
Yeah.
But there's also ways to protect your time and to protect your energy around the apps.
Yeah, true. Okay. So a woman that is hearing this right now and she's going, okay, that's a very contrarian approach to the dating app in a wonderful way. How can she set herself up for success? Hey, real quick, before we get back into it, I have a free gift for you. Do you feel called to share your story, inspire others, or make a greater impact in the world? Brand Builders Group has helped some of the biggest names on the planet, like Ed Milet, Lewis Howes, and Amy Porterfield. They are using this specific playbook that I want to gift you. And this playbook is going to help you become more recognized for your expertise, get paid more for your unique insights, and make an even greater impact on the world. And I want to gift it to you, the free audiobook version of the New York Times best-selling book, Wealthy and Well-Known. This way you can have the strategies and walk through it and have the tools to build your brand on your own. The link is going to be in the show notes there. Seriously, take me up on it. All right, let's get back into the conversation.
Okay, please do not judge me.
Yeah.
Nobody judge me.
Nobody judge.
Please,
just
don't.
Just open up a little bit to just receive what you're about to say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Have you ever played a video game?
Yes.
I know we're chicks, right?
Yeah,
But we played video games,
I do.
right?
I'm obsessed with Yoshi from
Oh my gosh.
Mario
Okay.
Kart. He's my man.
I love it. Yoshi, he's a cutie pie.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, you guys, and I'm not saying that people are worthless or nothing, but I want you and everyone to look at dating like a video game,
Like a game.
on an app. On an app, okay? Just on the app.
Yeah.
And they're a real person once they get off the app. Okay, but look at it like a video game.
Okay.
Okay, because 80 to 90% will not work. Okay, so 80 to 90%, what's going to happen is you're going to get really excited about someone and then they unmatch you in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
You're going to get really excited about someone and they're going to catfish you because that's happened to me.
And I want to know what catfishing is.
It's actually not who they say they are. So they show up as someone completely different. Sometimes a woman, sometimes a much older man.
No.
Sometimes just a very interesting individual.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, no, I've been catfished a few different times.
Yeah.
But the amount of excitement, right? So what you always hear is, oh my gosh, the ones that I like don't like me, and the ones that, vice versa.
Totally. Yeah.
And all
I feel
the
like
ones
I'm
that I
that
don't
way.
like, they just like me so much. Right.
So true.
But that's such a protection. We don't want a ton of people liking us. We just want one person, right? That's actually a protection. It's changing the mindset. It's changing the way that you're looking at something, right?
Yeah.
So good. The ones that you like, that means God's protecting you. The ones that come after you and you don't want them, great. But this is sidebar. We got to question our yes and question our no. Sidebar. But as far as the game, okay, it sounds like you're probably pretty good at Mario.
Yeah.
I feel like you could be pretty good at the dating apps.
Okay.
Okay. I really do because, again, 80 to 90% won't work. So when you like someone and you're like, oh my gosh, their profile is so amazing.
Yeah.
And they don't like you back. Okay, cool. You're part of the 80 to 90.
Yeah.
Right. You're engaging in conversation and then they just disappear and they unmatch you. Oh my gosh,
Right.
did I say something wrong? Oh my gosh, is my profile not good enough? Actually, no, definitely take an inventory of yourself, but no, your
Yeah.
profile is great.
Right.
And no, you didn't say anything wrong.
Mhm.
It has nothing to do with you. The biggest thing is don't take it personal. Go in with your armor.
Yeah.
Like go like armor of God, go in with
Mm.
your armor. Before you go on the app, say, God, I believe that you can. You might do it this way, you might not do it this way, but I believe that you
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
right? And you know what? Set a timer and get your notifications off your phone. Set a
Right.
timer, okay? 10 to 15 minutes. And you know what, Lord? I'm going to surrender this 10 to 15 minutes to you.
Of
And
looking on the app.
yeah, just looking on the
Okay.
app and then matching. And if you have matched with a couple people, include that in your 10 to 15. Do not count messaging outside. The moment they get outside of the app, that's now you're dating someone, right?
Mm. Mhm.
But the app is the game, right? So
Yeah.
beat the game, right? Literally just think about the 10 to 20% that will work.
Right.
We only want to marry one person,
Yeah.
hopefully,
Yeah.
right? One at a time,
That's one
right?
at a time.
One at
Yeah.
a time, one at a time.
Yeah.
But it really only takes one. So I think that it's changing the mind shift to, oh my gosh, I get ghosted all the time. Oh my gosh, nothing
Yeah.
ever works and no one ever follows through and they're not
Right.
who they say they are. They show up and they don't look like, great. You're part of the 80 to 90. We
Exactly.
don't care.
Yeah.
But then it's also really leaning into, why am I saying yes to who I'm saying yes to and why am I saying
Mhm.
no? Because a lot of times our brokenness leads the picking. So
Mm.
what if we approached it with our true self? What if
Mhm.
we challenged ourselves? So my favorite thing to do, and this is what I did in my dating challenge, and this is what changed everything.
Yeah.
I put weight where weight mattered.
Mm.
Okay. So I was open to culture and ethnicity. I was open to height and weight.
Mhm.
I was open to distance and I was open to age.
Okay.
Okay. So I took all of that off.
Mhm.
So going through the apps, ask yourself
Oh,
two
I see what you
things.
mean.
Yep.
Okay.
What matters, right? So for me, I wanted to make sure they're Christian,
Yeah.
but more than just saying Christian, like I actually want to know that you're a Christian
Yeah.
and I want to know that you're putting effort into your profile. So if you just say like typical Sunday, like football, I'm
Mm.
good,
Yeah.
right? I don't care if you said Christian in your thing, right?
Right.
I want to know that you love the Lord,
Mhm.
right? And I
Yeah.
also want to know that you care, right? So we need to put a little bit of effort, right?
Yeah.
Now we got to give some grace to the dudes because they're not always taking pictures,
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
I think grace. So going through the app, God, I believe you can set your timer.
Mhm.
God, would you guide my yes and guide my no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So as you go, are they objectively attractive?
Mhm.
Objectively.
Yeah. To you, maybe.
Objectively, right?
Objectively?
Like, are they an attractive person,
Okay.
right? Somewhat, right?
Yeah.
Because attraction can grow.
Right.
I've seen it over and over.
Mhm.
Girlfriend actually found out that she got engaged when I was in here, who she was not initially attracted, and
Yeah.
now they are head over heels. They're probably going to
Wow.
go to the courthouse because they can't
Yeah.
even
They
handle
can't
not
even
waiting. Okay, so I'm just telling you,
She's so attracted to him
like
now.
it.
That's wild.
It
Yeah.
literally does. It
Yeah.
does shift because when you put weight where weight matters, and
Yeah.
if the emotional and the spiritual and the personality and the intellect is
Mhm.
there, the physical
What?
rises,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But I think the most beautiful thing, right, is do they seemingly love Jesus?
Mhm.
Right. And those were for me. Right. So
Yeah.
I looked through that and I was like, yes and no, because the thing is, we want to say yes to the hot guy
Yeah.
that doesn't have faith.
Right.
Right. And we want to say no to the who has a lot of faith.
Mhm.
But also it's look at your like what is so okay, you said that you struggle with anxiety,
Yeah.
like anxious attachment,
Right.
right? So a lot of anxious attachments are either overthinkers or hopeless romantics,
Yeah.
right?
Totally. Both. Yes and yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
same,
Yep.
right? So going into it sober minded, going into it calm and peaceful,
Mm.
believing that God can,
Yeah.
right? Again, wedding planner, majority of the weddings I do, they've met online. Christian, it doesn't matter,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
They've met online. So I think really asking yourself, Lord, is this someone that I could potentially attraction could grow, right?
Mhm.
But questioning like, okay, I'm anxious, why? Right? Or I'm
Yeah.
overthinking this, why? Right? And then just keeping it super, super simple. And
Mhm.
sometimes it's grabbing a buddy. Sometimes a buddy, like I play Hinge with my friends all the time. I
Yeah.
like, give me your Hinge, I'll go through it. And
Right.
then a lot of my coaching calls, we save the last 10 minutes for like, let's go through your matches.
Yeah.
And just the other day, I had a girl be like, wow, I would never have said yes to him. I'm so glad I gave him a try.
Yeah.
And the hot guy, I was like, absolutely not. She's like, but please. I'm
Well,
like, nope,
nope.
no to
Nope.
the hot guy.
No to
Yes to the guy with maybe the dead animals,
Yeah.
but no to the really.
I don't really know what that means. You like caught me off guard.
Okay.
Does he have a lot of like things hanging in his picture? He's got like a buffalo head and a horse head and what do you put? No horse head. Deer head. Like what?
Because men do not take a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
A lot of the pictures that they do take are when they're hunting.
Oh, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not for me.
Or dead fish. They love the fish.
Oh, got it. Okay.
The
This
fish,
dead animal thing makes more sense. I'm like, is it a taxidermy?
The deer. I did do a taxidermy wedding one time.
Yeah. Oh,
I
wow.
almost threw up, but it was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. And then they also don't look cute when they're hunting or when they're fishing. Sorry guys, but that outfit's not doing anything for you.
They don't know.
They don't know. Yeah. And so they're not showing up as the best version of themselves. That's funny. Okay. It threw me. It took me a minute. That's funny. So I love that. Like reviewing kind of like your profile too of going, does this even represent who you are?
Yes.
Because it's important for like, you don't want to catfish someone on accident, but even on our social media, we misrepresent who we are sometimes.
Filters, contorting yourself, whatever.
Yeah. 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 That's important. That's part of what I do. Well, what I do is I do brand strategy, personal brand strategy. And when I am working with my clients and I meet them in person, it can be different than how it is most of the time because they haven't hired me yet. But when I first meet them, they're misrepresented on their social media.
Yeah.
And it's like, this person right here is who needs to show up online.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's how people sometimes initially meet you. And so on dating apps, it's like you're missing something because you're so afraid to show up as who you truly are.
Yeah.
And that's what this really podcast is about, like showing up with your that extra, that's your edge.
Yeah.
So when you walked in the room, I was like, yes, she's my girl. Like that, we need to be best friends immediately. Like because you've already leaned in it, you've already figured it out because you went on 77 first dates. So now you know exactly how to show up with who you are. But it's so important, like match your online identity with who you are.
Yeah.
And then that way that guy, like if he does swipe, right, he's knowing who you are at least as much as possible.
Yeah.
So there's not filters, there's not and that way you're not trying to earn by pretending. Like the hardest thing is to go into, I've had a crush here or there, right? Well, and trying to be that person that guy wants instead of being the person who you are.
Yeah.
And for a lot of time in my relationship, in my marriage, there were times where I really edited myself.
Yeah.
I moved here from San Diego, and I
lived in Orange County.
Did you really? Oh, see, again, we're now, but thank you, Zach. We're now best friends. So I moved from San Diego. I grew up there, born and raised, and moved here in 2021 with my family. And I won't go too far into it, but when I moved here, it was kind of like I left the old San Diego Risha behind.
Good.
But I mourned her because I also turned into this person I didn't identify with. So the city girl who had literally my head was shaved on one side. I had platinum hair. I dressed to the nines because that's what you do in California. You're wearing heels all the time.
All the time.
I moved here and I went from like baggy, holey jeans and a flannel shirt and not really caring about my weight, my appearance.
Yeah.
I could not recognize the person I was, but I thought I was happy, but I just lost myself. And you know that you lost yourself when you look at your old self and miss it.
Yeah.
Now I look at my old self and I go, oh, that's fun. And I can celebrate that person who she was. And I still see myself in that person and it's okay. But now I love this new person who I am because now I've stepped into who I really should be and finding that really like, what is it that makes me unique and living it out fully. And I know one time we were at a work event, my ex and I, and he goes, you are a different person here than I've ever seen you.
Wow.
And I went, that's the person I love. I love this version of me. And that's who I am. I've just been hiding it for so long around him. Like my work life and my home life, like didn't really mesh well together. I never invited him into my work life. And so, it's important to have all those pieces align, and represent.
You're making me emotional right now because I think you nailed the number one thing that I want everyone to hold on to when they go on the dating apps. Know your worth.
Yeah.
Know your value. So when you get rejected, when you have to reject, you know who you are. You divorce yourself from any sort of outcome. knowing that you are so worthy of the best, right? And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. It doesn't change your worth. You are still enough. You are not too much to hold on to yourself. And that's exactly what I would say for your dating profile.
Yeah.
Is I want you to show up as you, no editing, not performing, not pleasing, not contorting who you are, being authentically who the Lord made you to be and shine. And if someone doesn't like it, we don't want them.
Yeah.
Sucks to be them because you're pretty awesome.
Yeah. Oh. Would you say that that is the biggest theme for women of feeling like they're too much? You said the word too, and I might have used it too.
Yeah.
I struggled with that for so long.
It's I think it's one coin. One side is too much, the other side's not enough. And I think
It's
that
wild.
some people lean on one side a lot more than the other, and then some vacillate back and forth.
Yeah.
And I think that that is the fear going into a dating app, right? So when people are like, I hate the dating apps, why?
Right.
Why are they so bad? You ask why, but then why is ghosting so bad? If you know who you are, oh, I feel bad that they can't be adult enough to finish a conversation. I feel bad for them.
Right.
But so when you go on the apps, finish it through. Right. Anyone who goes on the apps, finish it through. If you're going to start a match, finish it.
Yeah.
Right.
And say like, this just isn't.
Yeah.
What's the best way to reject someone?
You know, I think really genuinely trying, like ideally you match with someone, I want you to go on 5 dates.
5 dates.
When you match with someone, I want you to go on 5 dates.
So you better be selective on who you're matching
with.
Oh my God. That's a commitment.
Yes. Because I want you to see the sum of who they are.
Oh.
Right? Because we're nervous on their first, second date.
Yeah.
You want to ask questions about your non-negotiables. You want to ask questions about their character, their vision, their values.
Yeah.
So before you reject them, ideally, I would love for you to go through 5 dates to really get to know who they are, to see if that anything grows, right? Whether like the attraction grows or whether the distaste grows.
Yeah, exactly.
But I know that's not real. I know that that's not real. And I know that can't happen every time. Ideally, that's what I would love. But sometimes you match with someone and then you're like, they're not using periods and they don't know how to spell and like they're dragging on and on. I just want to ghost them. And it's like, don't be like everyone else and just say, hey, for me, this doesn't seem like a good fit. I want to wish you all the best.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. You don't owe it to them. But it is, I think, the best thing to do, right? Be different. Don't be the ghoster out there, right? Don't be that person. Just do it I would go on the apps with integrity, with honesty, with kindness, with clarity.
Yeah.
And a big thing too, get off the app. The funny thing is, it's called a dating app.
Yeah.
A lot of people are on there not to date. It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because you would think that people want to get off the app. No, people want pen pals because people love hits of validation. It's like heroin.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So we don't know if people are married on the apps. We don't know if they have girlfriends, right? Because a lot of people, I just want to see what's out there. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you want to see what's out there, don't do that. And if you want to see what's out there, don't match with anyone. You know, like X everyone.
Just browse.
Out. Yes.
If you don't have the money, don't buy the shirt, right?
Yeah,
just browse.
Yeah. If you don't have the money, don't buy the shirt.
I don't know.
I love that. No, that's gonna be my new saying. I'd be like, so this is not
Maybe
my
shoes
quote.
though.
This is Rachel's quote.
If you don't have the money, don't buy the shoes. I don't live by that rule. However, if we are talking about shoes, I have too many shoes. The person who dies with the most shoes wins. I don't know if you've ever heard that. That's also another quote you can have. Yeah.
I'm just going to quote you left and right.
Are we still talking about dating? What's going on?
But the truth is that conversations will die. So just end it well. The truth is that some people will want to be your pen pal and want to chat with you for 100 years on the app because
and never move off of it
because they're scared, because they're probably avoidant, because they're scared of the commitment piece, but they want the validation, or they're anxious and they're too afraid that they're going to get rejected. Right. So this is where your issues come in. Right. How you do anything is how you do everything. And all your issues, for whatever reason with dating, all come up to the surface. Right. Right. So there's got to be a lot of healing work. Right. And that's why I believe that God refines us in dating. Right.
Okay. Yeah. Say that again. God refines us.
God refines us in dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just like an aha moment for me.
Yeah.
And I see that in relationships when you're working, how can you learn what you kind of carried over from the past relationship? How can you learn the things that really mess you up?
Yeah.
Unless you're practicing it again and see it's like a way to to kind of, we say read the bottle. You
Yeah,
can't read the label from inside the bottle,
you can't.
right? And so if you're just kind of like, if you're not putting yourself out there, how do you know
Yeah.
what you like, what you respond to? How do you make those adjustments
Yeah.
unless you're putting yourself out there?
I think that's why the Lord allowed 77 first dates for me,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I learned a lesson. I got to
Mm-hmm.
leave men better off. Like I literally learned a lesson
So profound.
honestly with each man.
Yeah.
And not only was it a lesson for me, but it was a lesson for others as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally have the vision of what was not best for me breaking off of me every date, right? And I just think it was so special. Another tool that I used, and I got this from Heart of Dating.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who I'm a dating coach for.
Okay.
So Heart of Dating is the best Christian dating platform that is out
Mm-hmm.
there.
When you say Christian dating platform, are they an app also, or are
Uh,
they coaching business?
Great question. Coaching
Okay.
business.
Okay.
Yes, coaching business. So Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
We actually do a mentorship program called School of Dating.
Mm-hmm.
We have a module
Fun.
program, Basics of Dating,
Okay.
and then I coach for them.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like they can watch videos on how
Mhm.
to,
Date
like,
healthy.
yeah, how to date healthy. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they can work with you one on one
Yes.
to look at their
In
profile
the
page.
trenches.
Yeah. To call and be
Yes.
like, this guy did this. What should I do? Okay.
Every
Cool.
day of my life.
Yeah. I
That
love
right
it.
there.
Okay. Yeah. Just send me your cell phone number and
Done and
done and
done.
done. Yeah.
No, but actually done and done.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did is I made a decision to date multiple people,
Mm.
right? This is not for everyone, but I decided to do that.
At once.
I didn't want to do it.
So
Yeah.
date multiple people at once, right? Like kind of, or is
Hmm.
that the right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's and essentially what it is you are dating so that way you're not putting all your eggs in one person's basket.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is it's clean, it's healthy, it's
Yeah.
kind, it's clear. Right. So we're not
Yeah.
out there just making out with a bunch of people and
Right.
it being like
Yeah.
super
Hooking up.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
no, yeah,
confusing.
no
Yeah.
hooking up, all this.
Yeah.
But what it is, so the challenge really came from Dr. Henry Cloud in his
Mm-hmm.
book How to Get a Date Worth Keeping that I read so long ago, and I was like, no, thank you. You know, but then God in His kindness was like, but now it's time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're ready.
Yeah, and listen, this is not for everyone, right?
Okay.
But the reason why it was for me is because I was very, I was very anxiously attached,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I would put all my eggs in someone's basket. I'd
Yeah.
hyper attach too quickly
Yeah.
without getting to know someone, and then once I would commit too soon, and then once I
Mm.
committed, I was like, crap, what did I just do?
Yeah.
Right? Because just because our values were like not aligned at all,
Right.
but then I would bless my heart, pray that they would change. And that's not
Oh,
kind to
yeah.
them. That's not kind to me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't, that led to very unhealthy and toxic dynamics.
Yeah.
Right. And relationships. So what I did is I set out to, I'm like, okay, God, like I'm going to date multiple people. So
Mm-hmm.
you bring the people. Right. But what I'm going to do
Good.
is I'm going to date for 2 to 3 months and I'm not going to kiss them and I'm not going to commit to them.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to get to know someone. You know, we kind of call it like the friendship challenge,
Yeah.
right? With the intention of like, I'm interested in you,
Right.
but it's really getting to know someone's heart, seeing if you can trust them, if you can rely on them,
Mm-hmm.
really getting to know them and really seeing sober minded, like, because you're in an infatuation stage, right? Because
Right.
it's like, especially if you're like attracted to each other
Yeah.
physically, you're like, you're just in an infatuation, right? So it kind of calms
Mm-hmm.
that passion. Not
Yeah.
that I want you to have that passion,
Yeah.
right? But that way you can actually see them soberly and like,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, like actually our visions don't align and I'm super attracted to you, but I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Versus like, I think when you're making out and you're, you know, it's very easy. It's very, very easy to commit too soon.
Right.
So for me, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I have no idea how it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to know what's so amazing?
What?
During those 2 to 3 months, God revealed so much.
Mm.
I got opportunity after opportunity to stand up for myself.
Mm.
I got opportunity after opportunity to walk away when I didn't want to walk away.
Yeah.
Right? Because of my own brokenness, I didn't want to walk away. But
Right.
God was like, no, we got to say no. So God gave me situation after situation to break off generational curses
Oh.
and chains,
Yeah.
right? And to be refined.
Yeah.
And even through that process,
Mm.
I got to see drug issues,
Mm.
alcohol issues, same-sex issues,
Mm-hmm.
right? So all of this was revealed. And if I hadn't taken that time, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have known that.
Right.
And I would have just been like, yep, let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's powerful. I want to know what your thoughts are on love at first sight.
I was like, love is blind, love at first sight.
I don't believe love is blind. I'm sorry. That's I have to be very attracted to you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
love it. And it doesn't okay, so I'm putting a lot of weight on the word love, but a version of love at first sight where you are just immediately drawn to somebody.
Okay. So this is a moment, this is a crossroads for me.
Okay.
I could be honest with you or I could people please.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna want you to be honest with me. I
Okay.
want to have a
Dang
discussion
it.
around this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me.
So I'm going to say something very that people are not going to like.
Mhm.
And but it's my truth.
Okay.
Okay. I disdain the saying, if you know, you know.
Mm. Tell me how you really feel.
Okay. And you know what? If that is for some people, that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
That's okay.
yeah,
But I just we got to question if we know if we know. Why do we think we know if we know? Like,
yeah.
why do you like someone? Why are you attracted to someone? Like, we got to question what we're questioning. So every date that
Right.
you go on, what I would do is I would journal.
Mm.
Why do I like the
Why am I
person?
drawn to this
What
person?
why? A lot of times it was my brokenness. A lot of my
Mm.
times, like those first 70, like 25 guys
Yeah.
that I was dating, they were emotionally unavailable and I was performing to try to get them to be available.
Whoa.
Okay.
Wow.
I had to break that off and it
Mhm.
didn't come easily, right? I had to journal, I had to talk about it. I did make dating fun.
Mhm.
I actually
Mhm.
named every guy I went on a date with.
Mhm.
I gave them like alliteration names.
You're amazing. That's what I thought about doing if I were to write that book. They'd all have like these names and
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then I would do a vlog and I'd send it to all my friends and
And
my
you did
family.
that.
I have like 300
That is
vlogs
you
in
should
my
write the
phone.
book then, not me. You should be the one to write the
So
book,
my
please.
book actually is done.
Stop it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So if anyone has an agent out there,
Yeah,
I
okay,
will
we need
take
to talk
it.
because I help with book launches
Stop
too.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. No, my first draft is complete.
Oh my god, I need to read
Yes.
this.
It's called The Christian Bachelorette,
Uh-huh.
How She
Yeah.
Found Love After 77 First Dates.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had the time of my life with
Yeah.
all of these vlogs, but because of the reflection, because of the challenging, because of the people that I allowed to speak into my life, and because I could feel God prompting me
Mm.
to do something different. And with his word and worship, like I was literally able to break away what I was attracted to,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
is wild.
Yeah.
Right. And I had a type. Why do you have a type? Right. So that if you know, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
yes, and right. Cause both can be true. Right.
Mhm.
So maybe you have done the work and the other person's done the work. And truly, like, it is this like God anointed, woo, right away. And
Yeah.
you know, and I have seen, and I have friends that, and that, yay, let's go. But
Mhm.
sometimes, if you know, you know, I have had so many friends that got engaged so fast, got married so fast, and got divorced so fast.
Mhm.
Right. I was in 9 weddings when I was 21,
Yeah.
and only a couple of them are still together.
Right.
And one of them is super miserable.
Yeah.
So it's
Still together and super
and
miserable. Yeah.
right. I don't speak death over that by any means, but
No.
it's just question that if you know, if you know, you know. The reason why I love at first sight, it's why,
Mm.
why are you attracted to that person?
Mhm.
Is it physical? Do you need some sort of validation? Do you feel like, do you struggle with an eating disorder? Do you struggle with body image? Like, do you need a hot guy to validate that you're hot? And
Mhm.
that's why there's so many sparks,
Yeah.
right? Or is he the worship leader and like you just want to be the person, you know, that is dating the worship leader, but you don't know his heart?
Right.
The worship leader that I dated, I found out he was addicted to drugs.
I feel like worship leaders have this stigma, like where every girl in the church is like, "Oh shoot, this worship leader." Like now we have a new worship leader. Crap.
Yeah.
Divert your eyes. Like these darn worship leaders. You know, they got a guitar and they're singing to Jesus and they're just so cute.
So cute. But the thing is, and you know, and I mean, we have amazing worship leaders, right?
Yeah,
At our
yeah.
church. It's
I'm
great. It's great,
joking about
right?
it, but yeah, I do.
But it's
Yeah, it is
true.
true. Like
It
it's just funny that you picked on the worship leader because it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also like guilty as charged. I love Hallmark.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yeah,
I
me
do.
too.
I
Yeah.
do. Because you know what? Life is hard enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to know how the story ends. I need
Exactly.
a dry kiss at the end of the movie. Okay.
Right.
I need to know that they're going to be together because
Yeah.
you know what? Life is hard. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I am guilty of the like,
Mm-hmm.
I say it all the time. I want to go to Whole Foods and I
Yeah.
want to walk into aisle 7 and I want to grab the same pasta and our hands touch, and then I want to be proposed to
Yes,
in
exactly.
that moment.
Yeah.
Right. But the truth is, there's work that needs to be done.
Mhm.
Right. And
Yeah.
I'm so glad that God didn't tell me that I needed to date 77. I needed to for my own refinement,
Yeah.
for the own breaking off in me. I don't
Mhm.
know what your story is going to be. I don't know what anyone else's story is going to be. But
Right.
what I do know is God is in the story.
Mhm.
And I think the biggest part, I'm trying to remember what you'd asked in the very beginning. Like the biggest problem is we don't trust God.
Yeah.
We can trust God with our job. We can trust God with our home. We can trust God
Mhm.
with our family and our friends. But for whatever reason, in the romantic realm, we don't trust God. I
Mhm.
think because we feel so much heaviness, we feel so much discouragement, and then we hear everyone's comments, and then it makes it worse,
Yeah.
right? So it's like guard our mind, guard our hearts, believing that God can do it. Get a promise from God, right?
Mm.
If you want to be married, you want to be married again, get that
Mhm.
promise from God and stand on that promise and be different. Be
Yeah.
different in the world and believe, right? I don't know what your story is, but I know the story is going to be good. And it's not even going to be good, it's going to be the best.
Mhm.
God has the very best, and He's got a best kingdom partner. And
Mm.
I believe truly with all of my heart, if you are open and you're obedient, He's going to do it.
Right.
If you're open and you're obedient, He's going to do it.
Mm.
And being open to what you like, you may think you want this person, this specific person, but what if you were open?
Mm.
And what if it's better? Right. And I think
Yeah.
the fear is like, well, I'm just going to have to settle. God doesn't want you to settle.
Yeah.
Don't listen to those lies. Right. But what if it is being open? Right.
Yeah.
What if you give the person that's younger than you? What if you give the person that's not as tall as you'd want them to be? What if you
Mhm.
give the person that, is a different ethnicity? What
Yeah.
if you give the person that lives in Africa? And the funny thing is, I actually have a girl that we work together, and I also slightly was her coach,
Yeah.
who was like, I'm not leaving where I live. I'm from the South and I'm not
Yeah.
living here. Well, can I just tell you, her and her man,
Mhm.
um, he's from Kenya,
Yeah.
and they just looked at rings,
Whoa.
and looks like she'll be moving there.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't know what God's going to do with our story,
Mm.
but it's
Exactly.
trusting Him and
Yeah.
trusting that He can do something, because the
Mhm.
person that we're going to spend the rest of our life with, it's going to be for God and for His glory. And I
Yeah.
think that we can forget that when we're on the apps and we're in the moment.
Mhm. Yeah. I haven't even entered the dating space yet,
Yeah.
but I remember having just a really truthful conversation with the Lord. It was like a day when I was feeling very discouraged, really alone. And I remember just like praying, and I was apologizing for things. Like, just like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry I hurt my ex. I'm sorry this. I'm sorry this. And I felt like he was talking, like responding to me. Like I could hear him like comforting me and like, it's
He was.
okay. And that's, yeah. And so I knew that he was in that moment, and I felt his presence. And then I was like, um, do you have someone for me? And he didn't respond.
Mm.
And I went like, "Why? Oh my gosh, why won't you respond? You've answered every other
Mm.
question. Like you've been so like you answer. Like I hear you answer like on my heart." And so I'm just laying there and I'm crying, and I get up and I was like, "You won't answer. Why won't you answer me? Like does that mean I'm going to be alone? Did I just leave it, my ex, and like that's just it for me?" And he brought back a memory. And I just feel like it's so appropriate to share this with you. When I used to live in San Diego, there was a time in my marriage where I was I felt alone. So in the same bed and alone. I know we're going deep here, guys. Like, sorry, sharing a lot. But I remember I used to lay in bed and I'd feel alone and I would just cry and I would ask God to hold me. And when he brought that memory back, I went, oh my goodness, you just want me to hold you. Or you just want to hold me. Like you don't want to answer me because then I won't keep leaning
Yeah.
in, right? So I laid back down and I was like, I just need you to hold me because I feel so alone right now. And then he did that. He meant that. And so yeah, I sometimes think that he allows us to feel that pain, even in that moment that was short lived. He reminded me very quickly that he was there. He didn't let me experience it too long, the pain of him not answering me. But he's like, if I give you this answer, you're not going to turn in. You're not going to go hold me. And from that moment on, like I haven't felt that type of loneliness anymore because I know where to be held, you know? And so that's a little bit about my story.
Risha, you realize that that's God's promise to you.
Yeah.
He's like, me first, and I got
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
So can I be your dating coach, or
Yeah.
I'm like so excited and invested in your story. Um,
Yeah.
do you want to hear about my promise?
Yes, I do. I would
Yeah.
love to.
Um, so This was guy number 50.
Hey, can I ask you something real quick? Are you the best kept secret in your industry? It's not a trick question. So many of us should be way busier than we are, way more known, way more booked. But here's the truth. People can't trust you if they don't know you exist. And most experts, they're relatively unknown except for their small circle in their industry. And it's not because they're not incredible at what they do. It's because they haven't been able to clearly articulate what it is that they do, who they serve, and what business they actually are in. And that's exactly what Brand Builders Group helps you figure out. We help you craft an intentional personal brand that reflects your truth and deliberately attracts the opportunities and the attention that actually matters. So you can become the #1 go-to trusted expert in your space. If you're ready to start building, growing, and monetizing your personal brand, you can click the link in the show notes, and we're offering a free brand strategy call. It's free, it's real, and it might be the conversation that changes everything for you. All right, let's get back into it.
Okay, this was guy number 50.
I want to know do you know his name? Not his name, but the pithy name that you gave him. The alliteration.
Yeah,
I need to hear it.
Yeah. I called him Wild Warner.
Wild Warner?
Because he had pictures with wild turkeys on his profile.
Yeah.
So
you gave that guy a chance. That guy has zero chance of me.
And that's true because God had done so much healing in me, right? Because at this point now I was ready and available for a real man of God.
Yeah.
Right. And an emotionally available man of God.
Right.
And his profile, I was like, okay, he's objectively attractive, but I don't like the turkeys.
Mhm.
But his profile showed that he loved the Lord
Yeah.
and that he had depth and he
Mhm.
had been through a lot and he had a story.
Mhm.
So I said, let's date the unexpected. And I
Yeah.
said, yes. And this is the thing is, you guys, I know that so many of you are going on FaceTime dates and it's a dud. You're going on a date and it's a dud, but it only takes one. That's not a dud. Right. So this FaceTime date blew me away.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was going to be the same old, same old. And I go on this FaceTime date and God surprised me. And long story short, one of the best men I've ever dated.
Yeah.
Right. He saw me, he heard me, he pursued me so well. He was clear with his intentions. Until
I was going to say there's a but.
Until packed my bags to meet him for the first time. And don't you know, those feet got real cold.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was pretty devastating because at that point he'd already met my best friend and my sister on FaceTime because he had kids. So it was like harder for us to meet each other.
Okay.
So also sidebar, if you do distance, please meet each other within a month.
Within a month. Yeah, I was just going to ask
this
that.
Was about like 6-7 weeks and it was
Okay.
too long and we wanted to meet, but it was like just things like it was my birthday. I was traveling, he was traveling. But he had amazing communication. It was probably the best thing I really adored about him. His communication was so clear and so kind. But he got cold feet.
Yeah.
So here I was with my luggage and this ticket and I'm like, what now?
Yeah.
And 50, right? So now I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? So I went to the Lord.
Yeah.
And I had a word with the Lord.
Yeah.
I was really angry.
Yeah.
But I asked the Lord for a promise. I was like, because I can't keep doing this unless you give me a promise.
Right.
Like I need you to customize a promise for me because I'm not going to do this again.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm living in Laguna at the time. And what I did is I went to this like grassy knoll, like overlooking the ocean, my favorite park. And I took my Bible and I never do this. Like I hadn't done this since I first became a Christian. I took my Bible. I just was like, I don't even have it in me to look anything up. I'm just going to open this and I need you to speak to me, Lord. And I open up to Psalm 45. And the first word I see is the wedding song. So at least in the Passion Translation, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it was just this moment where I couldn't stop crying, right? Like it talks about being a bride and watching your bridesmaids go before you and just the overall vision, right? So for me, looking at God's beauty on this hill, it was what I needed.
Right.
So from that moment on, it gave me the resilience, the perseverance, and the stamina to keep going.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That is. And God really speaks through his word.
Yeah.
And so when people are missing that element and they're not hearing from the Lord or they're not knowing who he is, it's because they're not actually reading his word, his
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
It's like a love letter.
Yeah.
Psalms is
Yeah.
really a love letter. Um, that's one of the things I did when I first moved here was I read all the Psalms. So every single day I'd start the day off by reading there. And my brand kind of mantra or my scripture was Psalm 23 because he moved me here to greener pastures. So the grass is
Like
greener.
literally greener. Like
Literally, there's no green in San Diego. It's brown. And so it was so relatable. Like it was so powerful. Like how, there's peace and yeah, the grass is greener literally here. And then he brought me here. So that's funny. I was waiting. I was kind of on edge, like, which scripture is it that she pulled? Which one's it going to be? And then it's something that you could always look back on, and the words are beautiful, and hearing it on your heart, like if God speaks to your heart directly, that's also beautiful. But reading it and being able to turn back to it when times do get tough and you need to hear that promise again, you're like, okay, this is my mantra now. This is what the Lord specifically gave me to power through it. Yeah. Now, okay, 77 first dates. So that means your 78th date was, we kind of have to go there because people are like, well, what stopped her? And I'm kidding.
A very special man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still in the middle of our story, but we have a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Zach and I just celebrated 8 months.
Okay.
And
so it's still kind of new.
Yeah. Yeah. What is so special about him is that we were friends and we were friends in real life.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is after my 40th birthday, my bestie for the restie, the founder of Heart of Dating, posted me on her Instagram because she loved me and was like, I'm taking names, but I'm taking applications. Like, you have to have done the work, this and this. And
you're like, and you have to apply through me before I make that introduction, maybe.
Yes. And that's what she did.
Yes.
And it was the most beautiful process. And I got to date the most high caliber, wonderful, amazing men. I was going on 2 to 5 dates a day. I was like, let's go. This was so exciting. And how that ended with a man who was 45, a coach, super healthy, had done all the work, got cold feet. And I was like, again?
Yeah.
It was like,
whoa. So the same thing happened that when you traveled to see that guy. And okay.
Yeah. So this coach, I was like, I think it was the idea of someone, but I realized now that God was planting seeds, right? Because it was the first time that I ever actually saw a true purpose with another man, where I was like, oh my gosh, better for the kingdom. This is great.
Yeah.
Right. And then
since it took you that long, that's why you had to go on so many dates, because you had to figure that out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when he got cold feet, it was like the rug just came out under me, and I was like, God, I can't. I can't. And it's so ironic because the very first day of the 77, I mean, I had to be shaken to go on the apps. I was like, I won't do it. And then finally I was like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Right. And then it got to the point where God's like, I'm actually taking you into a special season where I need you to get off the apps and just let me do it. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I have to be on the apps, right? I have to ask for setups. I have to do. And he's like, I actually don't want you to do anything. You know what I want you to do is I just want you to be in your community. And I want you to bring friends together, because that's what you do. Right? Do all the things, bring the people together. So I did movie nights. I rallied people to go to country swing lessons. I rallied people to go to Bible studies and discipleship groups. And I showed up at church and I got down on my knees and I praised and I just trusted.
Yeah.
And I was scared, right? Because here I am, a dating coach, teaching people how to date, and I'm actually doing nothing.
Right.
Right. And in that time, Zach was in the community, and God is the one who opened up door after door after door for us to spend time together. So it was really 2 to 3 months. I just got to know him as a friend. And what I love so much about him is that not only is he an amazing man of God, and I'm super attracted to him in all the ways.
Yeah.
He has great character.
Yeah.
And we share vision and values. And I can confidently say that we're better for the kingdom together than we are apart.
Yeah. Oh, I love that phrase so much. better for the kingdom together than you are apart.
Yeah.
I was just interviewing these marriage coaches,
Yeah.
and I'm going to send them that phrase because that is what they represent.
Yeah.
Like it
Please
is,
do.
yeah, because they are better for the kingdom. It's like a ministry for them,
Yeah.
helping these marriages show up better for each other
Yeah.
so that they can show up better at work in all aspects of their life.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're doing their work for the kingdom. So
And so are
amazing.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask this on every episode because it is
Yes.
called Little Extra, right? And I do think that you're a little extra in the best way. Yeah. So what would you say is that extra-ness that you bring
Yeah.
into everything that you do that
Yeah.
really gives you that edge, that really makes you who you are?
Yeah. Encouragement.
Mm.
Encouragement, because we live in such a discouraging world, Christian,
Yeah.
not Christian,
Right.
Especially in the dating world.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk to anyone, it's so discouraging. And I feel like my role, my responsibility,
Yeah.
my purpose is to bring encouragement.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Now, if there's a woman listening
Yeah.
and she is feeling discouraged and she's just kind of like, I'm never gonna find the one. Like
Yeah.
I know you've heard that before.
Yeah.
Like he's just not out there out of
Yeah.
the billion people to choose from,
Yeah.
right? What do you want her to hear
Yes.
today?
He is going to do it. Go into
Yeah.
Habakkuk 2:3.
Okay.
Okay. It might take a little bit longer,
Mm-hmm.
but he's going to do it.
Yeah.
So climb up on your watchtower, stand in your guard post,
Mm-hmm.
get your promise from the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and watch him do it.
Yeah.
Once you get that promise, double down and trust that he's going to do it, but then also be obedient. God, what do you want me to do? Sometimes God says, get on the app. Sometimes he says, get off.
Yeah.
Sometimes he says, go on the setup. Sometimes no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go out with him. He's bald. I don't want to go with him. He's too young. He's too old. He has too much hair on his body. Like I've heard it all.
Yeah.
Right. What if you were open? Because I believe the Lord wants you to be wildly attracted to the person
Yeah.
that you marry.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what I would say to her, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't listen to the lies,
Mm-hmm.
and get your promise.
Yeah.
Believe, double down on that promise, and don't give up.
Oh, that's so good. Can I ask you one last thing?
Of course.
What is your current obsession?
Oh my gosh. What is my current obsession? Okay, I can't believe I'm going to admit this.
Yeah, I want you to so bad.
No, because I promised myself I'd never be basic. And I promised
And you're
myself.
not.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
thank
yeah,
you.
I'm like, hold on. Is that a question?
Thank you.
All right.
I promised myself, and I pushed and I held off and I said, no, I'm not going to do it. Pickleball.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to do it.
I was like, is it a book series?
No,
Is it a Netflix series we shouldn't be watching?
No, I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played my first game about like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm in your zone of I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna play. Yeah, like
Christian, you have to.
65-year-old women get hurt playing it.
It's
You know,
so much fun.
So much fun.
It's so much fun. I literally am like thinking about it right now.
All right. Well, maybe if you're there and you say I should be there, maybe I'll show up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get like an extra paddle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like do something fun for you.
Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, one that has like the
Yeah.
word extra on it.
Yeah.
It'll be like pink.
Yes.
It'll say extra.
Yes.
Oh, that's too funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, for all the people listening
Yes.
that need your help,
Yeah.
even if it's just like a little bit of profile help.
Yes.
little
Yes,
bit
I
of-
do that. I redo all
Right?
the profiles. Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
so how can they get in contact with you?
Okay, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me.
Yes.
Yes, this
Yeah.
has been such a blessing. The Christian Bachelorette
Mhm.
is my Instagram handle. So go to the Christian Bachelorette, and then I have a link to my one-on-one coaching.
Mhm.
I'd love to be a part of your process. If it's a one-off, if it's accountability, if it's there to be in the trenches with you. I
Mhm.
see people once a week, once every other week, once a month, and then
Yeah.
sometimes once whenever,
Right.
right? And I totally get money's tight, but
Mhm.
who you marry is the second most important decision you'll ever make in your life,
Right.
next to loving the Lord.
Okay, I was gonna be like, what's the first?
Yep, Jesus. Jesus is the first. And then because that's the person that you spend every single day with. So
Yeah.
and in order to marry well, we have to date well. So I want to
Mhm.
be a part of the journey to help you
Yeah.
date well.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you for being here. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
If this conversation stirred something in your heart and you're going, gosh, I want more. My expectations of who I fall in love with, I want to elevate that. And I would love to find that man of my dreams, even the one that was meant for me, I would love for you to reach out to Jayme because she has been such a light, even on the show and even when the camera wasn't rolling. And so I encourage you to reach out and get that hope that you need to continue in that dating and really finding out who you are and finding your person so that you too can be stronger for the kingdom than you are apart. Also, if you found this story powerful, I invite you to share it with your friends, the ones that are having a hard time navigating this crazy dating life. So subscribe and share the show. It really helps us reach more people with this message. Thanks so much for tuning in.